full disclosure, I'm tired and I don't want to do this anymore. We're almost there. We can do it. We can do it. Hey friends, hello. I'm Ashley. Welcome to Joyful Noise Learning. It is several days after, or it's the day of New Year's Day. Day of New Year's. New Year's Day, January 1st. And it's several days after Christmas. Our family, in the last several weeks, have had several family get-togethers for Christmases. We made a trip to see my family in Colorado. We've just been all over getting together. By the way, my daughter got face paints for Christmas, so I let her draw a beautiful butterfly on my face. Why not? It's fun. Now my husband and I are wanting to reorganize our basement. So I thought I would, you can come along with me while I declutter this week with my homeschool stuff. So I have a bookshelf downstairs that has a bunch of books on it. I have this corner over here that I go through every few months. And yeah, it's a lot of stuff. I wanna make sure I'm getting rid of things that I don't need and I'm not using, that I'm storing things that I wanna keep but I don't need right now, and just making it all look a little bit prettier. A little bit prettier than that right there. Got a full basket there, and this guy is maybe a little bit full. So my hubby wants to move most of that stuff downstairs anyway. So hopefully by the end of this week, I'm not gonna do this in like 1 hour today, but I'm gonna get started today. And hopefully by the end of this week, we'll have a put together homeschool space, probably downstairs, maybe a little bit up here. And you can come along with me while we do that. So yeah, here we go. So guys, I've gotta start off and say, I am not an organization expert. I like organized things, but I'm a very scattered, easily distracted person. I'm also very visual, so it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind for me, so it's hard for me to put things away. Maybe you're like that. Maybe if you put things away, you know you're gonna forget about it. But what I wanna try to do here is just minimize what I have, know where things are, and make it look just a little bit nicer and cleaner. So I'm just asking myself questions right now as I go through all my things. I ask first, would I keep it? Is it trash? If it's trash, it goes straight in the trash can. But if it's something I would keep, where would I look for it if I kept it? And then I also ask, okay, I do want to keep this, but maybe I'm not using it currently, so I know it just needs to go into storage for later. Okay, this is where I start to get overwhelmed and think, I can't get rid of anything. I'm gonna use all this and I have no idea where to put it. So I just threw away a bunch of stuff. I just transferred some books that I know I haven't been using, but I do wanna keep. I just transferred them to my storage room right here. And now what's left is kind of like, okay, where do I put it? Like that's really where I'm at right now. So, well, that was my timer set. I'm gonna go take a break, make dinner. And I'm not sure if I'm just gonna leave it on the floor or what. And I'll probably have to come back to it later. Not sure which day. Not sure which day yet, but that's where I'm at right now. Well, hello there. We are on a different day, but I'm still prepping and getting ready for our next semester for school to start next week. I decided, as well as working on the physical part of homeschool things, that I need to work on a weekly routine and checklist for the kids. And I've been writing it on the whiteboard over there, but I'm writing it like every day. And I don't wanna have to write it every day anymore. So I'm gonna sit here at my laptop and I'm gonna work on creating a list that is gonna be printed. I'm gonna put it in a laminated sheet and we'll be ready for that to go. Their weekly routine checklist ready to go, and we'll just use a dry erase marker and they can mark it off each day. And it's nice because it's all in one spot and they know what they need to do before they have free time or any screen time for the day. So there's all, and then like this includes everything, like their chores, taking care of the house, taking care of their schoolwork. And my little guy, he is a little bit less, I think, especially on Fridays. Fridays are nice and short. But this is also a good reminder for the things I need to do with them. At least they can all see what they need to do each day, and they have it all visual, just like what needs to be done when. And thankfully my little guy is reading now, so he doesn't need pictures anymore. He can just read his list. So yeah. I do have to say, just clarify really quickly. If you've been watching my channel, you know on my goals videos, I talked about connection over checklist. And so you're probably wondering, Ashley, why are you making a checklist? I know that checklists are still good and they can be used as a tool, but that's what they are. They're a tool. I'm not ruled by the checklist, but the tool is something that I use, that I'm in charge of. And checklists really do help me. They help my kids. They help us stay on track, especially since I can just be somebody who gets off track really easily, and some of my kids can be that way as well. So it does help us stay on track, but we're not, just like we're not slaves to the curriculum, we're not slaves to the checklist either, but I did want to have something just clear so the expectations and the routine are clear and the kids know what we're supposed to do each day, what we're trying to go for, what we're trying to do each day. So because the other goal, which goes along with connection over checklist, is the consistency. So we've worked really hard at being consistent this year and we're doing a great job. But again, yeah, so just wanted to update you on that too. Now I just need to find a spot for their checklists. The question is, where are they going to be every day? What do the kids do with them when they're done? What do they do with them when they're doing it? I don't know yet. I haven't decided yet. That's my problem. I'll let you know as the day goes on where I decide to put these. Okay guys, I need your help. This is the hardest part for organizing homeschool stuff for me. I don't mind the checklist. I don't mind making the schedules. I don't mind making the charts. But dealing with the physical stuff of homeschool, I'm so bad at it. Anybody else out there the same? Anybody the same? Please tell me I'm not alone. But maybe you love this stuff, so I need your help. Or you can just watch me and laugh at me as I mess up right here. But in the comments below, let me know how you would handle this. But see, the problem with this stuff, the reason why it's so hard for me is there's so many decisions to make. I have to decide.
Where does this go when we're not using it? Where does this go when we are using it? Where does it go?
I don't know. And so I have to decide, this is the place where it goes and it stays there because I'm one of those people who sees all the options. I don't like making a tight decision. I don't want it to be in the same place all the time. What if it wants to change? What if it's better over there tomorrow or better over here today? So anyway, I struggle with that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna work on this really hard right now. Pray for me, please. But I'm gonna make decisions and decide where these things go and where it's the best functional place for us to use these things. So here we go. So after this, I decided I needed to focus on categorizing as best as I can. So this first pile here, this is my youngest math items. So let's start a pile here for my youngest with his math. And now I see some things that are my daughter's. So I'll make a pile over here for my daughter. Oops, this is Draw Africa, and I was supposed to have the kids color their maps. So we haven't done that yet, so I'm gonna set that aside, make sure I keep that out, and that we make some time to color them soon. So that gives me 2 piles. There's my daughters and my youngest sons. And now this goes with my middle son. There, that's a good start. I think we're making progress. Now to the basket of stuff, the things I want to keep, but I don't know where to put them. Okay, I'm sitting down again. In full disclosure, I'm tired and I don't want to do this anymore. So I sat down. I decided to do print off a couple papers I needed for the kids, a tracking sheet for my son's reading lessons, my other son's new math workbook. And now I'm realizing I think I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I think I see it. For a minute there, I felt super overwhelmed, like this is never gonna get done, this is too much stuff, but I see the light and I think I'm over that hump. So now I'm gonna push through that hump and get it all done. We're almost there. We're almost set with all our stuff put away, and I'll show you in a little bit what it's looking like. This is what I really sat down to do. I have a snack. Blended bananas, pineapple, almond milk. What else did I put in here? Frozen banana, frozen pineapple, almond milk, and a teeny bit of vanilla ice cream. Yeah. I'm taking some time right now to set up my third grader's notebook, and I like to keep some of his lessons all in here. I have a tab for each day, and I put the sheets in each day that he has to do. So we've got his spelling assignments, his math sheets. His math is a printable workbook that I have, so I have to print that off anyway, so that goes in here. And then some handwriting assignments. So I can set each of these papers in the folder, and then he pulls them out on each day, on whichever day it goes with. Okay friends, we decided to completely rearrange the basement. And this area is gonna be the family area with the couch and the TV, and we just had to figure out which way to set the couch. And then we had my new desk and homeschool space. And we had to move the Lego table. Well, we're mostly finished. I still have a few, just a few pieces to add, but I wanted to show you this. We finished downstairs. I also finished upstairs, and I will show you that in just a minute. But I wanted to show you this rack here. So we do have on my bookshelf, I added all the things that I need for some of the curriculum that I'm using. I have some of my own books up here. I decided to add some of the kids' books, and I put them face out. I thought that was a good idea. Easier to find, easier to see books that the kids might be interested in. I did get this idea from Katie at Life in the Mundane on her recent video for how to organize your books for homeschool, or for any book library that you may have. I haven't organized them yet, but I did have a few here that I liked that I wanted to keep out. And then here, this is my caddy for the kids for where we keep their books for each individual subject. So I have the notebooks on top the boys are going to use for their daily work. I have the one here for Alden, and then I have his math and reading lessons in here, and then I have the other notebook for Corbin with his math and reading lessons in there. And then what we have down here, I have drawers for each of the kids. You have their names and the subjects that they have with each drawer. And like for example, I have Elena and her history books, and then we've got Elena's science books here. After that, we have some math manipulatives that I don't use all the time, but I do want accessible. And then we have Alden's drawers with some of his reading and spelling. And then on the bottom, we've got my youngest, Corbin. We've got his reading and handwriting, sight words books, and his math book that he fills out. So that is all our homeschool stuff here. Down here in the basement in this area. We probably won't do all of our school down here, but we definitely plan to do some of our school down here. I have my office right behind me so I can get some work done here. And then, so those are the two spaces we have for our homeschool things. So it's a little bit better organized now and ready for us to do school. And then I'm gonna show you what I did upstairs. All right, here it is. I finished it. It's all done. This whole section here, this is our upstairs section. So I really wanted to keep the things that we do on a daily basis here in the dining room in our cart right here. I did move a lot downstairs, as you got to see. into our other homeschool area, but these are definitely things we're gonna be using up here. So we've got everything that they're gonna need, like I've got their morning time clipboards that has their memory verses and their poems on it. We have things like their copy workbook. And then for my first grader, I have everything that he needs to do that I do with him, like my books that I use, not his books, but my books. They're all up here, and I feel like I have so many books for him, but he's the one who I'm working with really closely right now. And then on the next shelf, we have our math stuff, our pencil container, and then my IEW books here, along with our abacus that I need to pull out. And then Story of the World, nature journals, and just some like glue, some glue and tape. And these are all our math manipulatives here. I keep them here, easy to grab. And then on the bottom, we have our all about reading tiles that I can pull out easily for them to use for spelling or for reading lessons. I'm not using them as much as I have in the past, but we are still using them. And then all our geography is on the bottom here. So our classical conversations maps for the US, and then any other maps that I'm using with the kiddos for their geography down there on the bottom. So that cart is all done and all set to go. Whew, that was a lot of work. And then I have, just to be honest, I have a giant bag full of stuff right over there that I'm keeping, but I'm not using right away. So it's just gonna go in my storage for now. I'll just go through it later and make sure I have it in a good spot in my storage room. Thanks so much for joining me today and joining while we organize and get ready for school. I think I'm ready for school tomorrow, hopefully, and we're all ready. The one thing that I've been thinking about though as I do this, I'm really trying to remember that not everything's perfect. I'm not gonna get everything set exactly the way it needs to be, because there's always things that can be done better, or you feel like you haven't done enough of, not enough organizing or enough categorizing and cleaning. But I just realized, we're just gonna get done what we can. And school is not about the stuff, but we do wanna manage our stuff well, right? We really do. So that's what I've been working on the last 8 years of homeschooling, basically. But thanks so much for watching. I'm so glad you guys are here. Please consider subscribing if you haven't hit the bell yet. I'm gonna share more of how I homeschool my first grader and my 6-year-old. We've got some updates on our Spanish curriculum, lots of good stuff coming. So I will see you guys next time. You rock at homeschooling. Go find his joy among the noise. Today is just an ordinary day.